Before opening the class, you have asked a question. Okay? Social study is the study of our surroundings. We can say, in nutshell, study of our surroundings, in historically or politically, all things which are being predicted or things which happened in our society, in surroundings, is called, we can say, the social study. But today we are ready. Today we should ready to study the chapter 3. First of all, very good. Board also required to be changed. Monitor. Where is the monitor? First monitor, please come near me. Where is the monitor? Kashi is a student of my class. Please come near me. I want to tell you your duty. Monitor, come to me near the board. Just see and listen that it's your duty to write on the board. What should be written on the board before coming the teacher? Just listen and keep remember there must be date. After that, the strength of the student. Suppose today we have only 12 or 13 students out of monitor. This should be maintained daily on the board so that no teacher will feel any problem to know the strength of the class and date. And monitor, please come and I am telling you that you should only there must be a margin here daily board for the homework. I think these are the very important things which we should write on the board. Okay, keep remember for next classes. Okay, take the seat. Yeah, please take a seat here. Okay, you both take a seat here, please. Come here. The class should be look like a good sitting posture. Where is I can see that there are 4 students on the bench. There are 2 and 1. This is not the ideal class, ideal sitting arrangement. So, Mr. Zishan, come to that point. Yeah, of course, the class should be. Yes. Okay. Today we will start the chapter 3, the working of the state government. But before that, we must repeat the main points from the previous chapters. Of course, previous chapters was institutional representation of democracy. That means there are some institutions in the country according to the constitution to run the government well. That is, first of all, universal adult franchise. Of course, the country start from the universal adult franchise, which is the right of every adult. After that, there will be election, and for election, there are constituencies and reserve constituencies. I have already told in your previous classes. There should be election to conduct the election free and fair, and political party with political party who will be chosen. Of course, there must be political party. Or there are national party or regional party, 2 or 3 types of party. And if no party got majority, the coalition government is there. From 90s, the coalition government is being made in our country. Now come to the new chapter. There are working of the government, the working of the state government. What is the Hindi word for the government? Is Sarkar. Very good student. Government means Sarkar. First of all, we must know the structure of the government. The structure of the government, that means you can say that there are three organs of the government. That is three parts of the government. First is legislature, that is law-making portion of the government. After that, the executive, the law implementing body, and after that, judiciary, the law protecting body, we can say. Judiciary is the law protecting body. Any law passed by the parliament, it's judiciary, it's the duty of judiciary to look after that certain laws are according to the constitution or not. This is the main duty of judiciary. Now come to the legislature. Now you can say the Hindi of legislature, please. Of course, you are sitting on the front bench and you are the second monitor of the class. You have to answer. Next, anybody from the class 7? This is the class 7. We are sitting in the class 7. The legislature is called in Hindi. Of course, we are living in a country like India. 3 languages, at least 2 languages should be known by all. विधायिका, that is legislature. विधेयक बोलते हैं कानून को, विधायिका यानी कानून बनाने वाला, और इंस्टीट्यूशन इसको बोलते हैं विधायिका. Very good. Have you cheated? No. Vidhayika in legislature, there are 2 houses, Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad. Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad is said in Hindi also, and English, Legislative Assembly or Legislative Council. In Bihar especially, because we are studying the state government, that is of course our Bihar. How many MLAs or member of the Legislative Assembly in Bihar? Can anyone say? This is our class. Monitor should take their class. Take your seat here. How many members? 243. 243 members of Legislative Assembly in Bihar. And this Legislative Assembly as directly elected by the people, which is called directly elected, which is elected by the people. We have 2 rights to elect the MPs and MLAs. First for Parliament, National Parliament, MPs, and second one is MLA, that is in a state government. We have only 2 voting rights, and it is called direct elected. That means all people, all adult person will go to vote for the vote. So it is called the direct. In Bihar 243, and after election, any party who will win the majority of the class, majority of the vote, will make the government, and other will sit in the opposition. And the second one is Legislative Council, that is Vidhan Parishad. It's a permanent body. Keep your student in mind that it's a permanent body. Legislative Assembly is elected for 5 years as well as center. But this is the permanent body. Legislative Council is not dissolved, but the certain percentage of the MLCs, what do you call it? MLCs, will be retired, and after that new MLCs will be elected indirectly. What is indirectly? That we the people do not vote or elect the MLCs, but MLA, which we have already chosen, MLAs, local bodies, high school teachers, and graduates. Some numbers are defined. The election of this MLCs are something twisted. It must be revised. You must revise again and again. Under 169 article of the Constitution, Parliament that is in center. Whenever we say the Parliament, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, may create the council, legislative council. There are only legislative assembly. Only MLAs are there. No MLCs are there. Okay, I think it is very clear to you. Now come to the executive. What is executive? What is executive, sir? Sometimes before, executive in Hindi. Second portion of the government, the organ of the government is executive. First legislature, that is law-making body, executive. I already told. We have not listened carefully. Yes? No, executive means. Of course, law will be implemented by the executive, so that we can say we are executive, they are executive. Execute means to implement the laws. Execution उसी को बोलते ही है. Execute करना यानी तो they are called executive. Now who will executive? So other than Parliament, Governor, Chief Minister, Council of Ministers, who run the government, who run the country, is called executive. Who day to day in life, they are giving order to execute that law passed by the Parliament, passed by the Assembly. They are called the executive. Law implementing body. This is very important. Only law making is not enough, but law implementing, and there are very long gaps between law making and law implementing. The problem in our country is that laws are being made day to day, but the implementing, the lack of interest in executive, we can say the law implementing body are something failures in the country at some level. So this is very important to run the government. Now it's time for judiciary. Judiciary means in Hindi न्यायपालिका, that is law protecting body, you can say. Their duty is to protect the law made by the Parliament, because judiciary is the guardian of the Constitution. You should know. हर आर्टिकल जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में अगर इट इज नॉट क्लियर, क्या इसमें मैसेज है? जुडिशियरी हैज राइट टू इंटरप्रेट दैट आर्टिकल. सो जुडिशियरी इज कॉल्ड द गार्जियन ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, और देयर फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट ड्यूटी to protect the fundamental rights of the people, because fundamental right must not be violated by any person in our country, even he is on the top of the or lower. He may be the executive, he may be the lawmaking. No one can violate our fundamental rights. We can directly move to the court to protect our fundamental rights. It should be very clear to you. In day to day, it is very important to know well. I think this is half of the chapter. In next class, we will study half of the chapter. You should revise all these points which we have studied today. and you have to read next portion of the chapter, so that there must be a cooperative class and informative class. We will do, inshallah. That's all. Thank you. Now close your book and note down the homework. Suppose